You know, it was not too long ago that some of the farmers that were interested in more natural, holistic type of vitamins and nutrition came in and said, won't you do something about the inability for us to transport and drink raw milk? And it dawned on me, how this has transpired. So I introduced the legislation that would have gotten the federal government out of it. But when did this happen, when all of a sudden the federal government tells you whether or not you can drink raw milk or not? They're always thinking, well, my suggestion is, and I was raised in the dairy, my dad would probably be a little confused by this argument, but if you want to drink raw milk, I say drink raw milk and let you decide what's good for you and what's not. One of the outgrowths of the drug war has been the rather ridiculous prohibition against raising hemp. Now, hemp is a really dangerous product because if you decide to smoke it and you want to get high, you need a cigarette as big as a phone pole. But nevertheless, what we do is we ban hemp, a commercial product, can make thousands of different products, which has been legal in this country since colonial days up until World War II. But then because of all the fanfare with the drug war, say, no, sort of looks like marijuana, we better not do this, let's get it off the market. So when they decide, so the hemp goes to Canada, and we buy products back from Canada, so the jobs go to Canada. It hurts our farmers here. But it just happens that hemp can produce ethanol. Now, I'm not positive the market would vote for ethanol at all. It might. But if you compare hemp to corn, hemp's a lot better. So what do? We subsidize the corn and abolish and ban the growing of hemp. We have a government, and we have an understanding that is really upside down. And thank goodness for people like you, or I would just don't know what I would do. And your voices can be heard. They have already been heard. We prove that is the case. And it just means that our numbers have to grow, our efforts have to grow, our determination has to grow. We have to become more creative. We have to understand the arguments in the debate better. And believe me, there's a vacuum out there. And we can fill it because all the policies that we have worked with here in the last 100 years now have come to the point of outright failure. It's the foreign policy that's failure, monetary policy that's failure, economic policy has failed. And they're looking for something new, but so far all they're doing is more of the same. The deeper the hole gets, the more they dig. And I would say let's start filling up that hole and let's build a pyramid toward liberty. That is what we need. In economics, we have accepted the notion that it is right and proper and moral for the government to provide a safety net for everything. And therefore, the government will take care of us. That is what we have been conditioned for over the years. And that caused what I see in a very generalized term is moral hazard. Oh, yeah, the government will take care of us. They provide insurance. They'll take care of our health care. They'll take care of our education. And everybody makes this assumption. They'll take care of us in our old age and provide all these benefits. But what we need is the reintroduction of the notion of the morality of self-reliance and responsibility. That is what we need. There have been other events in the news that I want to talk a little bit about. There's a debate going on right now about our next Supreme Court Justice, Sotomayor. And, she had ruled on this case in New Haven. And I think that's a case worth studying. And she ruled, and then it was reversed 5-4. But I don't think that means the problem there has been reversed. But she ruled the test was given, and the white individuals passed and they got promoted, and she ruled, no, you can't do that. You have to take into consideration. Now, listen to her reasoning. She defended her argument by affirmative action law. She says the law says da, 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 and the way I interpret the law is that you can't do this kind of thing. She never even considered, well, what does the Constitution say? People have to look to the Constitution on these things. But what was the consequence of her original ruling? The consequence was that nobody got promoted. Now, that's a strong message. That is what happens under socialism, whether it's economic or whatever. Nobody gets promoted. Nobody moves up. Everybody is lowered. Educational standards are moved down. Economic benefits are moved down. We become more equal. Equal in poverty is what's happening. So let's return to the belief that we should be rewarded for our efforts and that we are allowed to keep the fruits of our labor. Just yesterday we had the State Department appropriation bill. Republicans get the last amendment. It's called amendment to recommit. Last effort to improve the bill. So the Republicans came up with a bill dealing with Honduras. Now, I don't know how much you've looked into Honduras. I keep trying to read about it and study and find out who's on which side. And I've just talked to two individuals this week who are American Hondurans and who have just come back from Honduras. And they were, trying to give me some insight. But the way I see it right now is that there was an army coup. And the government, of course, was left-leaning, and the president was friends of Chavez. So it seems to suggest maybe we didn't like or maybe we would have endorsed the coup because we don't like Chavez. But the president announced we need to reinstate. The president was just kicked out. So is that a cover, or could it be that what is really happening is that our 1,000+ troops that we have down there, the economic aid we send down there, the military aid that we send down there, all had an influence in the coup? I suspect that that's a great possibility. Now, yesterday, the Republicans decided to make their point. So they decided to take money out of OAS, Organization of American States, which is not exactly a pro-Constitution expenditure of money. But they took it out and they put it into the National Endowment for Democracy. Now, what a position to put a constitutionalist in. You take it out of one bad program, put it into another bad program. So you have to look, which one is the worst? Well, the Republicans wanted to build up NED, National Endowment for Democracy, because they went in there with money to support the coup. And they wanted to come out very clearly that we don't like anybody as a friend of Chavez, and we want to continue this. And that's what I really suspect that the State Department is in support of as well. But, of course, this didn't get passed. There were two Democrats opposed it, but there were only two of us that voted against this. And it just is more interference when we don't need to. We don't need any money in the OAS. We don't need any money in the National Endowment for Democracy. We don't need any money in any foreign aid, and we need to bring all those troops home from all those countries.